We tracked down 20 current and former motorcycle mechanics working in shops across America. They have spent careers tearing down engines that seized from deferred oil changes, chasing electrical faults through wiring looms nobody had touched since delivery, and watching riders absorb repair bills that a single pre-ride inspection would have prevented. We asked them one question: what problems do you see on the same models over and over again, and why do they keep coming back? Every answer followed the same pattern: not bad luck. The same predictable problems on the same categories of bikes caused by the same overlooked maintenance decisions every time. Everyone is entirely avoidable if you know where to look before the damage is already done. A motorcycle is a mechanically exposed system. The drivetrain is open, the battery is not isolated from temperature swings. The fuel system sits open to humid air every week the bike is not ridden. Consumer Reports surveyed 11,000 riders across 12,300 motorcycles bought new between 2008 and 2014. 5 problems accounted for 82% of all repairs during the first 4 years of ownership. Accessories and instruments were 21%, brakes were 20%, the electrical system was 16%, the fuel system was 15%, and clutch components were 7%. These are not random failures. They are the predictable result of systems that degrade silently and that get noticed only after the bill arrives. Please subscribe if this video is helpful. Consumer Reports documented electrical system failures as the highest repair category in their data. They account for nearly a quarter of all repairs performed. A motorcycle's wiring loom runs exposed to vibration, heat cycles, moisture, and road contamination that automotive wiring never faces. Connector bodies not sealed from moisture allow oxidation to build at the terminal face. That oxidation is resistive. As it grows, voltage drop increases, current delivery falls, and circuits degrade unpredictably. Instruments that read incorrectly, lighting that fails intermittently, and starting systems that crank weakly on a charged battery are all downstream signatures of connector corrosion building for 1 or 2 seasons without anyone pulling a panel to look. The mechanics said the models they see most often for this failure are fully dressed touring bikes with audio, navigation, and heated component circuits. Consumer Reports confirmed that touring-class motorcycles had the highest problem rate of any bike category at 27%, compared to 16% for cruisers. More circuits, more connectors, more failure points. Brakes accounted for 20% of all repairs in the Consumer Reports survey, the second most common category across all bikes and brands. The mechanics describe the same scenario every time. A rider arrives with a bike making a grinding noise under braking. The pads are worn through entirely. The metal backing plate has been contacting the rotor directly, scoring grooves into the disc surface. A pad replacement that would cost $50 to $150 in parts has become a rotor replacement job running several $100s per wheel before labor, because the rotor cannot be machined below its minimum stamped thickness. Motorcycles do not have the audible wear indicators that cars use. There is no squealer tab that contacts the rotor at a safe threshold before damage begins. The first audible warning on a motorcycle is often the grinding of metal on metal, which means the damage is already done. The inspection is a 30-second visual check through the wheel spokes. If the visible friction material is below 3 millimeters, the pads need replacement before the next ride. The drive chain is the only mechanical connection between the engine and the rear wheel. It operates under full engine torque through suspension travel that continuously changes the distance between the sprockets, and it runs in direct contact with road grit and debris on every ride. Correct chain tension is specified in every owner's manual as millimeters of free play, measured at the midpoint between the sprockets. A chain that is too loose does not track cleanly on the sprockets under acceleration, causing uneven wear on the sprocket teeth, and in severe cases allowing the chain to skip off the sprocket and jam the rear wheel. Documented sources confirm that a loose chain locking the rear wheel is one of the most dangerous failure modes a rider can encounter. A chain that is too tight creates the opposite problem, overstressing the countershaft bearing and seal, and applying constant tensile load to the links. Mechanics describe the most consistent pattern they see: chains never lubricated past the first 1,000 miles, running on sprockets with hooked teeth worn past the point where the chain seats correctly. Chain and sprocket replacement is not expensive when done on schedule. It becomes very expensive when a worn chain has been accelerating sprocket wear for thousands of miles before anyone noticed. Fuel system problems accounted for 15% of all repairs in the Consumer Reports survey, and Consumer Reports experts said directly that a significant portion of those failures were caused by improper off-season storage, not mechanical defects. Standard pump fuel containing 10% ethanol is hygroscopic. The ethanol absorbs water from humid air through any vented fuel system every week the bike sits unused. Once enough water accumulates, phase separation occurs. The ethanol and water separate from the gasoline and sink as a single layer on the tank bottom. That layer is not combustible. When the fuel system draws from the tank, it delivers that mixture directly to the injectors or carburetor jets. On a fuel-injected motorcycle, the result is misfires, rough idle, and in severe cases, a stall with no restart. On a carbureted motorcycle, varnish from evaporated stale fuel clogs the jets and pilot circuits, requiring full disassembly before the bike will run. Prevention is the same for both. Fill the tank fully, add a quality fuel stabilizer, and run the engine long enough to circulate treated fuel through the entire system before storage. Mechanics said the single most common reason a bike comes in for a no-start diagnosis is a battery killed not by age, but by neglect during storage. Standard lead-acid motorcycle batteries have a documented lifespan of 2 to 5 years with proper maintenance, confirmed by the Battery Council International. The failure mode that ends them early is sulfation. When a lead-acid battery discharges below a critical voltage threshold and sits there, lead sulfate crystals form on the battery plates. Those crystals are not conductive. As they accumulate, the battery's ability to accept and deliver a charge diminishes until the battery reads 12 volts at rest, but fails completely under starting load. Modern motorcycles with alarms, GPS units, and immobilizers draw continuous current even with the ignition off. A healthy lead-acid battery left unattended can discharge to the point of being too weak to start within 2 to 4 weeks. Faster if aftermarket accessories are drawing additional current. A smart battery tender connected during any storage period longer than 2 weeks maintains full charge without overcharging and eliminates the sulfation cycle. Mechanics called it the single highest return maintenance item on any motorcycle not ridden daily, year-round. The pre-purchase inspection sequence the mechanics described starts with systems that fail silently. Pull accessible wiring connectors under the seat and at the battery terminals, and look at each terminal face for green or white oxidation. A discolored terminal is already resistive and degrading. Look through the wheel spokes at both brake calipers. Visible friction material below 3 mm means immediate replacement. Circumferential scoring grooves on the rotor surface mean the damage has already multiplied the cost. Check the drive chain tension against the swing arm sticker specification. Hooked pointed sprocket teeth that have lost their rounded profile mean both sprockets and the chain are past service life. Drain a small fuel sample from the lowest point in the fuel system into a clear container. Cloudy fuel or a visible separation layer means water contamination is already present. Ask the owner whether stabilizer was used and how full the tank was during storage. A bike stored with a partial tank and no stabilizer over winter has a fuel system that should be treated as contaminated until confirmed otherwise. Check battery voltage at rest and under cranking load. A battery that reads 12 volts at rest but drops below 10 volts under cranking is failing internally and will not survive another season regardless of how it looks on the outside. None of these checks require the bike to be running. They are what separates a motorcycle that starts clean on the first key turn from one that spends its first weeks back at the dealer. Subscribe. Next, I will cover the specific makes and model years where these 5 failure modes appear most consistently, documented across mechanic shop records and owner communities.